Hi there, I'm Mei Wei, a business analyst of Hyper CDP. CDP is short from Customer Data Platform. Today I'm going to introduce the best practice of cloud-based CDP and MarTech solution delivered by Hypers to top brands globally. And let's see how Hypers enabling those brands' business growth in China. There will be five parts of today's sharing section. First of all, a brief introduction of Hypers, and then we'll talk about the major challenges that our clients came across. In the third part, as a response to those challenges, together Hypers and Huawei Cloud offering a new solution. And then we'll go through some successful use case and see what's the benefit at the client side. Last, from the customer point of view, why Huawei Cloud is the choice for Hypers. Hypers is a MarTech and CDP vendor from China, founded in 2008, currently ranking as number one in the domestic market. As a data intelligence company, Hypers is one of the earliest AI and big data team in China, whose core team came from Google, Apple, Microsoft, HP, IBM, and famous consulting agencies like Nielsen. With its global vision and on-site delivery capability in big data field, and the robust technology with 100% data compliance, Hypers helping global brands to discover customer insights, measuring impacts, and drive for business growth. The company embracing innovation and being sensitive to the changing market, especially in Asia. There are already 38 software copyrights being registered for the company, and strict certification of data security compliance have been granted to the company as well. There are some big names from different industries have chosen Hypers as vendor and partner for their digital transformation programs. As we can see, they are CPG, retail, automotive, finance, and many other industries. And this brand list is still updating. But why these brands or companies are so eager to make a change? Why they choose Hypers? Mainly before implementing CDP, they're all facing similar challenges in marketing. There are limited customer knowledge for these brands to learn about their own customers and potential customers, not to mention precisely retargeting. A mass of marketing campaigns with touch points, while they all lacking of the consumer journey connection. Today we can touch consumer in so many ways and channels like apps, social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, while still lacking a very clear roadmap of the consumer journey. So this is a very critical issue and the data foundation is weak. The data being stored in various systems without a line standard, which is hard for them to conduct effective analytic work. A successful digital transformation also rely on data-driven mindset as well. While most brands are still running their business in a very traditional way. Only count on traditional IT toolset is not working anymore in the digital era. We ought to combine the domain knowledge and market solution, and then we will keep pace with the changing market. As we can see, that's why Hypers and Huawei Cloud designed the new solution in this way. In the ground level, it's the foundation of CDP, and then in the middle is the CDP solution, including the Huawei Cloud infrastructure and the CDP application layer. And then it's the data-driven business operation or practice. The front-end touch points to consumer, and then in the rooftop is the business goal. to achieve rapid growth starting from now. In the ground level, both real-time data and batch data will flow into the data warehouse sit on Huawei Cloud. These data sources came from some back-end business systems like CRM, ERP, and some are operational teams record like sales notes, call center records, offline events or campaigns, and the rest of them are online touchpoint data like apps, advertisement, shopping platforms like Amazon, eBay, social media like Twitter, Facebook, and so on. So Huawei Cloud offering powerful and complete architecture at this level to stream all those real-time massive data flow, ensuring only clean data flow into CDP. And then CDP is the application layer in which the clean customer data will be processed, tagged, and analyzed by algorithm. In this layer, CDP will enable data-driven decision-making by insightful analytic reports, plus real-time dashboards and providing open APIs to support and integrate with other marketing apps, platforms, and any other related systems. The attribution and segmentation ability of CDP will drive to precision marketing and smart management of consumer life cycle. All this practice and decision making could be reflected in the touch points, and the change in touch point layer for better performance will bring up high quality traffic and higher conversion rate. And the real-time data tracking will feeding CDP's attribution model for optimizing. All this will bring up better marketing strategy, of course, for business growth. So as we can see, this new design of solution is now a complete and closed loop. CDP collect data crossing channels like websites and applications and other advertising channels or social media channels by all those data tracking SDK. For website user data tracking, we have Hyper Web Analytics, which is very standardized product. The Hyper Web Analytics and Hyper Mobile Analytics, both products are open for customized based on the business needs, or they can provide a standardized version. The both products are very stable and powerful enough for traffic monitoring and the real-time behavior data tracking and analyzing. Certainly, we will secure the consumer's data privacy by obtaining consent at the very beginning. So here we can involve in the Hyper Consent Manager to manage the user consent. The Hyper Web Analytics is able to process more than 5 billion PV data per day and very convenient tag to deploy it and for multi-channel management. Like it can combine the web tracking data together with the mobile analytical data and also the logs of the advertisement data and more advanced features including like HTML5 pages, ad tracking, and custom reports for benchmark. And for hypermobile analytics, more than 12 billion requests can be processed per day and is able to check DAU around 0.6 billion per day. And it supports 7 mobile operating systems. And all those data can automatically generate real-time insightful report in the dashboard. Hyper Web Analytics, Mobile Analytics, and Hyper Consent Manager, they all patented products of Hypers and all available for customized if needed. After the data fusion, CDP will accumulate data asset for tagging and ready for any audience retargeting. From this slide, we can see that in the front end, there are official websites, campaign signs, mini sign, or HTML5. So all these touch points could be checked by the Hyper Web Analytics. And then the data will flow into Hyper Audience Center, which is the core section of CDP. And all those official apps, mini programs will be checked by Hypermobile Analytics. And all those data checking is based on the user consent. So we use the Hyper Consent Manager as the foundation. For advertisement data checking, we have this Hyper Advertising Analytics to collect the logs to analyzing the data. Within the Hyper Audience Center, it will support agile tag design for logical system build up and then to build up the tracking system based on business features. Also in this layer, CDP provides a standardized dashboard and open for customize as well. It's easy to use and with precisely audience retargeting function. After the tagging and segmentation, the next step is for retargeting and advertising. For example, here we have this precise ad retargeting, aiming Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and other advertising channel. And then for personalized push messaging is for the self-owned customers. Like we already have the contact information of the customers, like mobile phones, emails. Operational team can personalize their message and push to those self-owned customers. And then for the data-driven customer management, actually referring to CRM and membership management. So with CDP, it's more easier for the company to tell which client is high potential, which client is actually frequently buying something, or which customer is actually a sleeping customer that we call. Before we jump into the case study, let me just introduce a bit about the background of this case. Okay, so the project is actually designed for a leading international bank. As we can see, there are 4 steps of this ABCD methodology. A stands for acquisition, B stands for behaviors, C stands for conversion, and D stands for decision. Okay, so attribution is actually matters because by attribution we can easily tell that which channel or which advertisement method can introduce the most traffic for conversion. First of all, there are some offline campaigns or events held by the bank's operational team. Because in China, people won't directly download the business app of a bank. Normally, they would download some information app about investment or financial related consulting info app, something like that. So normally, all the commercial banks, they would develop an info app first. So here for step A, people just scan the QR code offline and then they will be redirected to the landing page of this information website or app. And then there would be the advertisement or a link that attracting the user to go and download the business app of this bank. And after the user download the app and reactivate this app and register an account, this will call a successful conversion. So the total rate here is 14.6%. From here, what we can do is to analyzing that which way or which channel actually bring the most traffic and then lead to the final conversion. So we can see that which advertisement method is the most effective one. For B, it's normally stands for the app user behavior analyzing. So by analyzing the app users' behaviors, the bank's operational team and the decision-making management team, they can better understand the app user behavior. After user acquisition, the next step would be consider about retention, and then to achieve the retention goal, we ought to analyzing their user behaviors, like which point will attract them and what kind of content would be popular, which step actually frustrating the app users and stopping them to move to next level and then lead to conversion. And then to boost retention with better user understanding and for better user experience as well. And then the next step would be conversion. In this step, the operational team can focus on analyzing the weak points or weak steps that are stopping user moving forward, and some hidden bugs or hidden points to optimize the conversion. For example, here the operational team, they just find out that the daily PV is really high for the main business app of this bank, but only 20% of the active users can complete the conversion. And why is that? They just analyzing each different conversion path, and then they just figure out all the app users, they navigate by the left panel menu bar or fail to access to next step. And then they investigate the reason behind with the development team. And turns out this is a bug. After clicking the left panel menu button, the app will crash out. Many people, they just try this time and then next time they wouldn't click on this button anymore, or they just give up. This is a very good example for the conversion path analyzing and for optimization. Okay, so the next one is for decision making supporting. So segmentation and tagging and all those conversion analyzing can actually helping the management team to better understand that which strategy for marketing campaign is more effective and which advertisement policy could bring up more ROI. In this case, not just the CTR increasing, but also 60% conversion increase have been seen in this case, comparing with the previous strategy. By leveraging hypermobile analytics, the bank is able to retain the product new app users and then redirect high value users to the product trading app. It has greatly improved the overall operation efficiency and increasing conversion and retention rates as well. Just as we mentioned earlier, this Porta News app is actually one of those info app developed by the bank. And then They process the data collection here via the hypermobile analytics and combine with the first-party data hub, which is some CRM data, ERP data, and then in this layer, infuse the data asset and then to establish for insightful analytics like custom reports, the dashboards, some clients reports based on the business model. The business will then figure out which app users are actually high value to them. And then the operational team will base on the conversion analyzing and user behavior analyzing to come up with some campaign or marketing strategy. They can do the next steps like retention and the conversion optimization and for better decision making for advertisement and retargeting. That's the whole cycle of this use case. The second case is mainly about full degree consumer insights and Hypers helping a global famous food enterprise to build up and optimize their consumer persona. For example, in this case, we can see that multi-dimensional and multifunctional dashboards have been customized, delivered to the client. For example, this one is for marketing campaign dashboard. Here we can have some key index performance insight and to view the trend of each marketing campaign and see how the traffic goes up and down and is there any abnormal points that the business should pay attention to. Also, we support the dashboard for multi-brands. For those big companies, they actually developing and supporting different BUs and different product lines or industry lines. And also we can see that here's a dashboard for the brand SOV monitoring and data quality monitoring as well. If we want to secure the standardized data and the clean data, only clean data flow in, we need to keep an eye on the data quality from different channels, different sources. Okay, and for the brand SOV, is sort of PR and social layer that the operational team and the PR team, they would like to know that what's the current word cloud or the heatest word, the heatest post, comments talking about a certain brand and the company. And is there any sensitive issues, abnormal trends or messages that they need to take action or just maybe put an eye on? In this case, the operational efficiency of this food enterprise actually increased by 30% comparing with previous. Okay, it's more on the consulting capability and the front end supports that we can offer. Let's take a look at the third case. The third case actually showing a successful conversion, increasing practice. So for this baby formula business, it's CDP managing the consumer tax and segmentation. And as we can see, the first step is the segmentation, whether it's first party customer data or third party customer data. Actually, they all been tagged and divided into different groups based on the discussion and the design of different business features of the brands. So group one is tagged as the existing customer. After they gave birth to a child, they came for the medical care service or products, and they actually belong to this business line. But group two, the tag is called high potential. So the definition is maybe like who checking info frequently within 1 month or 1 week. Okay, and group three called the sleeping customer, which is easy to understand. It's like who haven't accessed the business app within like 6 months or 3 months, and then they don't interact with the brand, so we call them as sleeping customers. And we can tell that all those messages are quite different between each other, like tailor-made for those new parents, and then um, attracting them by saying something about the angel baby and some tips for new parents, because we already know that they just gave birth to child, and then we could just personalize the message and to attract their attention. And for group two, the strategy is a bit different. For group three, those users they just left, and then they're not interacting with the brand anymore. So for that, we can retargeting to try to awake those sleeping customers. Segmentation and tagging is always the foundation. This tailor-made solution and personalized campaign strategy prove its success. In this slide, we can see that CDP take the role for data integration, like the integration, the digital ads data and logs, and the WeChat CRM membership data and the contact info of customers, and some customer data or notes came from offline stores or some offline campaigns, something like that. And all those data flow into CDP for further analyzing and data fusion. For this brand, we can see that there are more than 1,000 chains and more than 200 segments have been generated for this brand. And then they just, based on this data asset and segmentation, they conduct some personalized message push. And the sales in Q3 2019 were up more than 20% and sequentially increased in absolute terms, reaching the highest ever quarter in net sales. Some clients, they not just attribute the success to their marketing efforts and CDP, and they also realize that the cloud-based CDP and MarTech solution is quite capable of dealing those massive and real-time data flow. The strong and powerful and stable infrastructure foundation of our cloud actually securing the successful delivery of CDP of hybrid smart tech solution. Okay, so that's all for this sharing session. If there are any questions or comments, just feel free to contact us. Thank you. Bye bye.